It's time for Dodger Baseball. Live from Dodger Stadium, Prime Ticket presents the Dodgers as they take on the Chicago White Sox. Hi, everybody, and a very pleasant Friday evening to you, wherever you may be. Two first-place teams, White Sox leading Cleveland by 1.5 games in the American League Central, the Dodgers leading the Giants by 4 in the National League West. Two very fine left-handers. It'll be Clayton Kershaw, 5-3 for the year, and 8-2. That's the record of young Chris Sale coming in here for the White Sox. He also has a string of 15 consecutive scoreless innings. So both teams figure to have their hands full against two highly talented left-handers. Pull up a chair and we'll see how it comes out right after this.
Chris Sale versus Clayton Kershaw.
Well, anytime Kershaw pitches, everybody around here gets excited. That's easy to do, but Chris Sale is one of those guys that if you're a Dodger fan, you're going to want to watch this kid pitch. He's won 5 games in a row. 2 starts ago, he won a complete game. His last start out, he went 8 innings, so he can get deep into games, and he's got an array of pitches he can get you out with, so it's going to be a big test for this Dodger lineup.
It's one of those pitching matchups. Steve Lyons is happy if his name is not on the lineup card. When we come back, Mitch Scully, the call.
the new Chipotle Chicken Club combo for just $4.99 plus tax. By 76 Gas, we're on the driver's side. By Club Serrano, get in on the action. Go to sanmanuel.com for details. And by Toyota, check out the full line of fuel-efficient vehicles at your Southern California Toyota dealer. Hi, everybody, and a very pleasant Friday evening to you, wherever you may be. We're at Dodger Stadium, and the White Sox have come to town. They haven't been here since 2008, and brought in and led by one of the more popular Dodgers while he was here in his first year, Robin Ventura. This is a ball club that has a very good offense. They're averaging almost 5 runs a game. They have a lot of home run power. They've hit 79 home runs. Interesting, they also bunt a lot for an American League team. They have, among others, big Adam Dunn, who not only has hit 22 home runs, but in 62 games, he has struck out 99 times. So they have a lot going. They have an aggressive team that runs the bases well. They'll score from second on a base hit most of the time. A weakness would be their bench. They only have 4 pinch hits. They have only 1 RBI coming off the bench. And their ratio of strikeouts to walks, well, you just as soon not talk about it. But here's the lineup for Robin Ventura. Alejandro Diaza will be in center field. Gordon Beckham at second and Adam Dunn in left field. Paul Konerko at first base. Alex Rios in right field. A.J. Przinsky behind the plate. Alexi Ramirez at short. Old friend Orlando Hudson has surfaced with the White Sox. And on the mound, Chris Sale. On the mound for the Dodgers, Clayton Kershaw. And the left-hander working on Diaza. And the first pitch a little high, ball 1. Kershaw, as you remember, a year ago had a lot of trouble in the first inning. However, this year it's been the other way around. The opposition has only 6 hits in the entire year in the first inning. The pitch to Diaza is fouled back. 1-1 the count. So Clayton comes in with a record of 5-3, an excellent earned run average of 2.6, and Alejandro Diaza hitting .307. He's from the Dominican Republic and was originally signed by the Dodgers. Check swing on a pitch down and away, and the count remained 1-2. For Diaza, he never did make it to the big club. He finally got to the big leagues with the Miami Marlins. He made the opening day roster 5 years ago, had an 8-game hitting streak, and then injured his ankle. The 1-2 pitch on the way, a check swing on the outside corner, and down he goes. Del Diaza trying to hold up, couldn't do it, and becomes the first strikeout of the night. Herrera, Gwynn, and Ethier in the outfield with the leather. Uribe, Gordon, Hairston, and Rivera on the infield. And behind the plate, A.J. Ellis handling Clayton Kershaw. Now it's Gordon Beckham coming up. Might not bend him like Beckham, but he's hitting something in the air towards center, and it's going to drop for a base hit. So Gordon didn't hang around, just hit a little flare into center field. So a looping single to center with 1 out will bring up the aforementioned Adam Dunn. So Dunn, who is the poster boy for feast or famine, against Kershaw, it's been a feast. 7 for 11, 3 home runs, and a .636 batting average. However, hitting only .227 for the year. 22 home runs, tied with Josh Hamilton. 50 runs batted in. Kershaw out of a set, comes to the plate, gets it in for a strike, and the count 0-1. Adam Dunn had a nightmarish year last year, but anyone who had ever seen him play knew he would recover. Last year he hit all of, are you ready? 159. Strike 1 pitch on the way to Big Adam, and he has a look at another strike, and the count 0-2. For Adam Dunn, he is 6'6", 270 pounds thereabouts. When he was with Cincinnati, he hit 40 or more home runs 4 straight years. He is a pitcher's nightmare. Now the strike 2 pitch on the way is swung on. High fly ball to deep right field. Kershaw on the track at the scoreboard and watches it go into the stand. So Adam Dunn pitches 23rd on that dreaded count. No balls, 2 strikes. I don't think I'll even say anything more about it. You're as fed up as I am about no ball, 2 strike pitches. So it is 2-0 in favor of the White Sox. So a couple of things have already come true. They have now hit 80 home runs. For Adam Dunn, he leads the majors with 23. He continues to be a nightmare for Clayton Kershaw. Interesting how in right field, Andre Ethier went back, kind of stood at attention at the scoreboard, and never turned to watch the ball go out. There was just no doubt about it. So it is 2-0 for Clayton Kershaw. He's welcome to the Adam Dunn club yet again. It's also the 9th home run that Clayton has around. Coming up now is Paul Konerko. So Dunn makes it 2-0 Sox. Paul Konerko at one time was a Dodger and was traded to Cincinnati for reliever Jeff Shaw. Takes a slow curveball for a strike, and the count 0-2. Konerko has always been a rather impressive looking player. He's 6'2", 215. Started the year with 396 home runs, and he has 12. The strike 2 pitch at his ankles, 1-2 the count. For Konerko, he has 11 of the 12 home runs against right-hand pitching. On a 1-2 count, he's hitting .360, and he takes off the plate. 2-2 the count. So Paul Konerko, another heavy hitter. He had 31 home runs last year and 39 the year before. The 2-2 pitch on the way. Kershaw hesitates, and a curveball is hit wide to third. Up with it there is Uribe to get him. 2 down here in the first inning, and the batter will be Alex Rios. In that Chicago White Sox lineup, you have Alejandro, you have Alex, and you have Alexa. So here is Alex. Rios hitting .289. 6 home runs, 32 runs batted in. Kershaw into the windup, comes to the plate high and away, ball 1. 1-0 the count. Out of Guaynabo in Puerto Rico, he was a first-round pick by the Blue Jays. The next pitch to him is hit in the air to right field and deep. Ethier, however, has a play this time, makes the catch while on the grass. But for Kershaw, another home run to haunt him, and surprisingly in the first inning. And Dunn makes it 2-0. Pujols 340. Dunn 316. And by the way, Adam Dunn is the only major leaguer with more than 2 career home runs against Clayton Kershaw. He's now hit 4. Let's take a look at the Dodger lineup trying to come back. Dee Gordon leading off at short. Elian Herrera in left field. Juan Rivera at first. Andre Ethier hits cleanup in right field. Jerry Hairston will be at second base. A.J. Ellis, the catcher. Juan Uribe at third base. Tony Gwynn, the center fielder. And Clayton Kershaw on the mound. On the mound for the White Sox, Chris Sale, S-A-L-E, out of Lakeland, Florida. He was a White Sox #1 pick, originally chosen by the Rockies, but opted to go to college instead. And his first pitch, he whips a fastball in for a strike to Gordon. He is 6'6", but very lean, maybe 175 to 180. Strike one pitch is off the plate. 1 ball and 1 strike. Sale coming in with a record of 8-2. He has 15 scoreless innings. Sidearm fastball up and in, ball 2, 2-1 the count. For Dee Gordon, hitting .231, 1 home run, 14 runs batted in. Sale whips another fastball at the letters for a strike, and the count 2-2. That delivery of Chris Sale bothered a lot of scouts. They thought it's a little unorthodox. He slings a fastball, check swing, no swing, says Paul Emmel, and the count 3-2. That lanky left-hander's unorthodox delivery with a low arm angle, and a lot of fellas thought he might hurt himself. He hasn't, and he's ball 4 to Dee Gordon. So Gordon draws the walk, and Elian Herrera coming up. Here are the way the Sox stack up. Adam Dunn, Alejandro Diaz, and Alex Rios in the outfield. You have Hudson, Ramirez, Beckham, and Panerco in the infield. Brzezinski handling Sale. So Dee Gordon is at first base, nobody out. Elian Herrera coming up. It is a problem for both Gordon and Herrera tonight, facing Sale 1-2 in the Dodger lineup. Sale ready and delivers, and the pitch in for a strike. 0-1. The so-called table setters, the #1 and #2 hitters in the order against Chris Sale, are hitting .087. Well, Gordon, however, has just walked, and he'll now try to at least distract Sale as Herrera waits. Chris looks over at first, left-handed, now back to the plate, and a drive in the air to left field on a dead run. It's going to go through. Adam Dunn chasing it. They will wave Gordon in, and he's going to score unmolested on a long double by Elian Herrera. So here we are thinking we're going to see a pitching masterpiece tonight, and it's 2-1 in the first inning as Herrera doubles in Gordon. And so much for the first 2 hitters and their ability to connect against Sale. Adam Dunn unable to cut the ball off, so that allowed Gordon to score easily. So the White Sox 2 and the Dodgers 1, and now the batter is Juan Rivera. Rivera going up against Chris Sale, just 0 for 1. The other Dodger who faced him, Kennedy, Adam Kennedy's 0 for 1, and he's not in the lineup. Rivera takes low, ball 1, 1-0. So the White Sox get 2 on a home run by Adam Dunn with a man aboard, and the Dodgers come back as Herrera doubles in Gordon, who walked. Now the 1-0 pitch on the way. Rivera swings and doesn't get it, and the count 1-1. Rivera hitting .248, 3 home runs, 19 RBIs, hit his 3rd home run in dramatic fashion to beat his old club, the Angels. Dodgers with Herrera representing the tying run at second, and nobody out. Sale is ready. The 1-1 pitch on the way. Fastball high. He's throwing at 94. He came out of the bullpen to make his first start in the big leagues this year. And boy, is he taking advantage of it. The team has won 8 games, all 8 that he's picked up. He's had 8 quality starts. He's averaging just a little less than 7 innings a game. Fastball grounded hard to third. Up with it there is Orlando Hudson to throw him out. And with the ball hit ahead of him, Herrera had nowhere to go. So the old dog, normally a second baseman, playing third for the Sox, and that will bring up Andre Ethier. Dodgers are 7-3 against left-hand starters. Andre Ethier hitting .291 with 10 home runs, 55 runs batted in, and hitting a solid .283 against left-handers. On deck, Jerry Hairston. So 1 out, Herrera at second. It's 2-1 White Sox. Big curveball in for a strike, and the count 0-1. Although actually that breaking ball is more slider than curve. So for Sales, fastball, slider, and a change up normally to the right-hand batter. The strike one, and there goes Herrera to third, and it's fouled away by Ethier. And boy, did Herrera have a jump. He would have stolen third, but Ethier had committed with the swing and fouled it back. 0-1 the count. So Sale ready to go back to work. 0-2 the count to Andre Ethier. Sale another look at Herrera. Double checks him now to the plate. Big roundhouse breaking ball inside, ball one. One of the things Sale, and you know, we talk about base hits on that no ball 2 strike count. He's given up a half a dozen. 0-2. So that makes him a full-fledged modern day pitcher. 1-2 the count. The left-hander delivers. Breaking ball lifted to left center, but Dunn says he will take care of it. Herrera tags and bluffs just to draw the throw, and it comes in on a hop to Orlando Hudson. So with 2 out, Herrera at second. The batter is Jerry Hairston. Certainly the key to the inning, but then again, it's very early. But it was Rivera's at bat. You remember Gordon walked. Herrera doubled him in. Then Rivera did not advance Herrera to third. Instead, he pulled a ground ball to third. So now the fly ball by Ethier would have scored anyone from third base had Rivera moved him over. But again, it was very early, first inning. Sale out of his stretch, left-hander delivers, and it gets away at the plate from Pierzynski, and over to third base goes Herrera. For Sale, he has 2 wild pitches. We'll see if they're going to pin another one on him. It was his slider, but it really wasn't a very good one. And Pierzynski tried to backhand the ball. I don't know if he was crossed up or not, but he immediately went out to the mound. That was really not a pitch you'd expect the catcher would have a bad time with unless he was crossed up. And they're going to give it a pass ball. So it was just a bad breaking ball, and it apparently just fooled Pierzynski. He wasn't looking for that. So 1 ball and no strikes to Hairston, who's hitting .336, 2 home runs, 15 runs batted in. White Sox 2, Dodgers 1, a rather noisy first inning, considering the talent on the mound. Fastball is fouled back, 1-1. So Clayton Kershaw gave up that 2-run home run to Adam Dunn. Dodgers have gotten 1 back. It's 2-1 White Sox in the first inning. Sale trying to win his 9th. And the 1-1 pitch way outside, ball 2, 2-1. Sale, among other small notes, when Gordon scored on the double by Herrera, that snapped his scoreless string at 15. But of course, you're in the house of Drysdale and Hershiser. 15 scoreless innings is not very much. The pitch to Hairston way inside, almost hit him, and a 3-1 count. In looking at Sale's numbers coming into the game, 18 walks, 76 strikeouts, and yet he walked the leadoff man, and it cost him a run. Behind 3-1 to Hairston, and the left-hander's fastball is fouled away upstairs. So Hairston battling Sale. Sale last year strictly a reliever, And then by the time they brought him out of the pen, he's been a mainstay. Hairston now trying to connect against him. 3-2. 2 down. First inning, 2-1 White Sox. Sale ready, and his 3-2 pitch is a sinker low, ball 4. So for a guy who doesn't walk people, he's walked 2 in the first inning. There is always some concern, let's be honest, for any manager, including Robin Ventura. When you are the visiting team, it's not an excuse, it's just usually a basic fact of the game. It usually takes the visiting pitcher a little while to get squared away on the mound because they're all a little bit different. The Sale has walked 2, and A.J. Ellis coming up. You have 2 catchers who go by the name of A.J. A.J. Ellis, the hitter. A.J. Przinsky at the plate, and he takes off the plate, does this A.J. 1 ball and no strikes. 2-1 in favor of the White Sox. Andrew James for A.J. Anthony John for Przinsky. And the next pitch misses, so 2-0. Sale having a troublesome first inning. Przinsky settling into the crouch. He always handles Chris Sale. 2 balls and no strikes. Here comes Sale. Fastball, a hopper down to the right side. Up with it there is Gordon Beckham, and he makes the play to first. So the Dodgers get 1 run, 1 hit, leave 2. Herrera doubles in Gordon, and at the end of an inning, White Sox 2, Dodgers 1.
One to look forward to Miller time later in tonight's game. Brought to you by Miller Lite.
2-1 in favor of the White Sox. Nice to see Robin Ventura. He played for the Dodgers in 2003 and 2004. As a player, he won 6 Gold Gloves, and he is a rare bird indeed. He hit 2 grand slams in 1 game. Meanwhile, A.J. Przinsky takes a big swing and a miss in the count. 0-1 to Anthony John. He'll be 36 years old the end of December out of Bridgehampton, New York. Big left-hand hitter, swings late, and he's in a hole now. No balls and 2 strikes. Immediately checking with Scott Barry to see if he swung at a strike. He lives now in Orlando. AJ is 6'3", 225, and was almost a Dodger. He holds up on a pitch in the dirt. No swing. 1-2 the count. About 18 months ago, Przinsky, we understand, came very close to signing a contract with the Dodgers, and then he got a phone call from the owner of the White Sox by the name of Jerry Reinsdorf. And Jerry said, no, stay with us. The 1-2 pitch is lifted to center, moving over a little bit to his left is Gwynn to make the catch, and we have one away. So Przinsky, who normally doesn't hang around, he averages less than 3.5 pitches per at bat. So it took him 3 pitches that time. And now here's Ramirez, originally from Cuba, lives in the Dominican, hitting .215, 1 home run, 27 runs batted in, shows bunt, and takes ball 1. Ramirez is 6'3" and bony. I mean, he is 6'3" and about 170. So he and D. Gordon look like they eat in the same restaurant. The 1-0 pitch is swung on and fouled back. Ramirez will be 31 the end of September. He played for the Cuban national team. You know what they paid him over there? They paid him $20 a month. Here's the 1-1 pitch on the way. In fact, they paid him $20 a month. If our numbers are right, he makes $5 million a year playing for Chicago. He swings, doesn't get it, and the count 1-2. For Ramirez, he's been plagued by the double play. He's grounded into 9. Now the 1-2 pitch on the way. Ramirez swings, whacks it into left field, coming over to backhand it on a bounce and get it back in is Herrera. So Ramirez, a line drive single to left with 1 out, and the batter will be the O-Dog, Orlando Hudson. Big overhand curveball, and Ramirez just waited and then straightened it out. Herrera had to backhand the ball to make sure it didn't go through. So Ramirez at first, and here's Orlando Hudson. Struggling, coming from the National League to the American, hitting just 190 with a home run and 10 runs batted in. Right hand batter all the way, and he promptly hits one. It's a leaping catch by Gordon. No play at first. It was not really a hard line drive. It was a very soft line drive to indicate the trajectory, and Gordon just went up the ladder and made a leaping one-hand catch for the out. He was able to time it because it wasn't hit that hard. Still a beautiful play to see, and Hudson losing himself a base hit. Now Chris Sale will be coming up, and he takes a strike, and the count 0-1. For Sale, this will be his first at bat this year. Of course, remember when Jerome Williams was here pitching for the Angels? He waited 5 years to have an at bat, and he hit the second pitch for a double. So we'll see about Sale. 2 down, Ramirez at first. White Sox 2, Dodgers 1. Kershaw burned by Adam Dunn with a man aboard. Works the next pitch low, and the count runs to 1-1 strike. This is game 1 of the 3-game series. White Sox will be here again tomorrow night at 7:10 and Sunday afternoon. Beautiful evening, 67 degrees. Fastball is swung on late. You would expect to see a pitcher swing late in his first at bat of the year against a Kershaw fastball. 1-2 the count. Kershaw opened up the game by striking out Diaz, leading off. That's his only strikeout. The 1-2 pitch coming up, swung on and fouled back. So Chris Sale, if nothing else, making Kershaw work a little bit. With 2 down, Ramirez at first, and the Sox out in front 2-1. Over the years in interleague play, the White Sox have beaten the Dodgers 11 out of 15. Here's the 1-2 pitch. Curveball got him looking. Oh, that was an unfair pitch to a guy who hasn't batted all year. Kershaw not worrying about fairness. The Sox go down, leaving a man, and at the end of an inning and a half, lead 2-1. go to the bottom of the second inning. Interesting, the numbers always seem to hold up. Both of these teams score in the first inning. In fact, this year, White Sox have scored 47 runs in the first inning, and the Dodgers scored 46. If there is a difference, the Dodgers have given up 25 first inning runs, and the White Sox 19. Big Adam Dunn is the difference with the 2-run home run in the first inning. So here's Juan Uribe, followed by Tony Gwynn, and then Clayton Kershaw. And Uribe takes low, ball 1, hitting .241 with a home run and 10 runs batted in. Chris Sale into the windup. Back he comes with a fastball inside at 92. It was very close to the point of the left elbow, and that, of course, is where the padding is, because Uribe's hit there so many times. 2-0 pitch on the way is swung on and hit a line drive single to center. So neither left-hander is really dazzling, and with a runner at first, Tony Gwynn coming up. Well, you know, Hello Kitty night at Dodger Stadium is back Sunday, July 1st. Dodgers and Mets at 5:10. Fans with the first 50,000 tickets receive their very own Hello Kitty mini bobblehead in Dodger gear. For tickets, visit Dodgers.com/promotion. Tony Gwynn, Clayton Kershaw, and then D. Gordon with Uribe standing at first. Tony checking in, hitting .265 with 17 runs batted in. Sale ready, deals, fastball for a strike at 92, and the count 0-1. Sale, who is so very, very lean, working on Tony Gwynn. Sale's maximum number of pitches this year made 119. Here's the strike 1 pitch on the way. Tony swings, lifts it back a third, down the line, slicing foul, and well back into the stand. Big Adam Dunn running over towards the stands to take a look, and he was running pretty well. He does Dunn, a sore right ankle. But when you hit 23 home runs, you can walk around the infield, and he just about did that with his first inning home run. But he is playing on, as the old timers would say, he's playing on a bad wheel. 0-2 the count to Tony Gwynn. Sale out of a stretch. Here he comes. Fastball on the outside corner at the knees. That'll do it for Gwynn. That would be the first strikeout for Sale. As we mentioned, his strikeout to walk ratio is excellent. He has 77 strikeouts, and he has walked 20. So almost 4-1. And the batter now, Clayton Kershaw. You would expect in this kind of a game Kershaw would bunt. He does have 6 sacrifices. He holds the bat back, now shows bunt, pulls it back, and takes the strike. On deck, D. Gordon. Dodgers have Gwynn, Kershaw, Gordon, and Ethier, all left-hand batters. Herrera switches, but they are vulnerable to left-hand pitchers, and of course that's why Sale is pitching. Strike 1 pitch is instead a throw to first. White Sox came here a game and a half in front of Cleveland, but they have a 2-game losing streak. Robin lost 2 in a row in St. Louis. No balls and 1 strike the count. Sale deals the bunt down to get it, bobbled by Sale, and then has the play at first. He would have played as second base, but he couldn't handle the bunt cleanly. So we'll see just how important that will be with Gordon comes up. The Giants are in Seattle. You know, they're 4 games behind the Dodgers. Buster Posey homered in the second inning against Jason Vargas. That gave Ryan Vogelsong a 1-0 lead after 2 innings. Giants lead 1-0 at the end of 2 in Seattle. Tim Lincecum is going to pitch in Seattle. That's his hometown. Tomorrow, Lincecum has lost 5 straight, and the Giants are 2-11 in his start. So that's a big game tomorrow. The pitch now to Gordon is swung on and fouled back. And the count 0-1. No balls and 1 strike to D. Gordon. Sale hands it aside, looks in to get a sign. Now the left-hander strike 1 pitch. A little slider on the inside corner for a strike. Late break on it. 0-2 the count. Sale pitching very well in the month of June. His earned run average this month is 1. In his career, he's 6-2 on the road. So Chris ready, and his strike 2 pitch is swung on, pop foul off to the left and out of play. So 0-2 the count to D. Gordon, who might keep his chin up knowing that Sale has given up a half a dozen hits on an 0-2 count. 2 outs, second inning. White Sox 2, Dodgers 1. Chris from a stretch, and the strike 2 pitch a little low and away. 1-2 the count. Sale checking. Uribe cautious lead at second. Tim Wallach shepherding him as he takes his lead from the bag. 1-2 pitch, fastball hit sharply to short. Ramirez is on it to throw him out. So the Dodgers leave Uribe at second, and they've left 3 men in the first 2 innings. At the end of 2, White Sox 2, Dodgers 1. Sox history. He's the first base coach named Harold Baines. He wears number 3, but he's the last man to wear that number. It was retired by the White Sox, and we'll tell you in a moment just how popular he was. Diaza leading off takes a strike. If you go to U.S. Cellular Field in Chicago in the right field concourse, there is a statue of Harold Baines. He holds the White Sox home run record in the hearts of every Sox fan. And what's really interesting about Harold Baines, he has more lifetime home runs than Joe DiMaggio, Johnny Mize, or Dave Parker. More career RBIs than Mickey Mantle, Eddie Matthews, or Wilbur Stargell. Tell you more. The 1-1 pitch is fouled away, 1-2. He has had more career hits, has Harold Baines, than Lou Gehrig, Billy Williams, or Ted Williams. And he had more career doubles than Reggie Jackson, Joe Morgan, and Roberto Clemente. Amazing. And he picks on broadcasters. The 1-2 pitch is swung on and missed at the plate. Ellis throws to first to record the out. So Diaz strikes out a second time, and we have one away. Here's the thing. His first major league hit came off Jim Cott, who's a Yankee broadcaster. His first home run came off Jim Palmer, who is an Oriole broadcaster. And it gave Ed Farmer, who's alongside of us, a White Sox broadcaster, his first victory. One way or another, Harold Baines is really something. Here's Gordon Beckham, single to center in the first inning. Two to one in favor of the White Sox. Top of the third. Big chopper to short. Running in to get it is D. Gordon. High throw. It sailed. And making a fine play was Juan Rivera. So with two down, the earth trembles as Adam Dunn comes to home plate. And it had good reason to tremble. On the 0-2 pitch, he got a pitch up and he hit it out. And leaning up against the scoreboard, Andre Ethier didn't even want to look at it. So here is Big Dunn. 23 home runs, 52 runs batted in. And he is far from done as he checks in against Kershaw. Dodgers put up the triangle defense. Gordon's all alone on the left side. Uribe right now is really a second baseman. The next pitch to Dunn is strike. But the two-run home run came on that dreaded no-ball two-strike count. So 0-2 the count to Adam Dunn. Kershaw ready. Here he comes. Make sure it's down and away. 1-2 to count. Adam Dunn with 4 home runs. He is 8 for 12 against Clayton Kershaw. 2-1 White Sox. Third inning. Adam waits. And the 1-2 pitch. Big changeup. High and inside. That's not what you call an intimidating pitch. A change that just got away. Dunn last year had an appendectomy right after he played 12 innings against the Royals. Said he had a little pain, but he kept playing a 12-inning game. 2-2 pitch is low, ball 3. So 3-2 the count to Adam Dunn, with Paul Konerko, the former Dodger property, on deck. Kershaw ready, and the 3-2 fastball is low, ball 4. So he keeps it in the ballpark by walking Dunn. 2 runs and 3 hits so far for the White Sox. And here is Paul Konerko. Konerko, one of those players who inspires respect. Wherever you go, you hear about how the White Sox think the world of him, or how the Dodgers thought of him, or how Cincinnati thought of him. Big right-hand batter has a look at a strike, and the count 0-1. Konerko, born in Providence, Rhode Island, grew up in Arizona, went to Chaparral High School, and lives over in Scottsdale. Growing up in Rhode Island, he thought hockey might be his game. Strike 1 pitch is dribbled foul up along third, 0-2. He thought about hockey in Rhode Island. Then when the family moved to Phoenix and he had a chance to play baseball all year round, that was the end of that. Paul's brother Peter is an actor and an acting teacher in New York. Dodgers picked him up in the 13th round of the '94 draft. They drafted him as a catcher, but he moved to first base. He had hip problems, and he just could not go into a crouch. Strike 2 pitch on the way. Kershaw deals at his feet, goes to the backstop, and on the wild pitch down to second goes Adam Dunn. So for Clayton Kershaw, that would be his 3rd wild pitch. Ellis tried to glove it, and it just kicked on by. 1-2 the count to Paul Konerko. Interesting too, Konerko was the Dodgers minor league player of the year. He was the MVP of the Pacific Coast League. And yet, they traded him to Cincinnati for Jeff Shaw. Here's the 1-2 pitch on the way. Konerko fouls it off. Well, Paul's still there. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Paul Konerko, a lucky guy. He won a trip for 4 to Ireland. He had a hole-in-one at a benefit golf tournament. 1-2 the count. Konerko in and out of the box. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Kershaw from the stretch, losing 2-1. Looks back at Dunn. The 1-2 pitch is swung on, hit to right center. That's going to fall. And because of that, with 2 out, Konerko picks up his RBI. Dunn had no trouble scoring. And the White Sox lead 3-1. This game of baseball can be maddening if you're looking for an explanation. Remember, Clayton Kershaw had won 12 straight at Dodger Stadium. Seemed like he was just going to be undefeated. He's on the edge now. He could lose 3 in a row. And with 2 out, he allows a base hit with a runner in scoring position. The fastball into Rios for a strike. Alex flied to right field in the first inning. So that base hit by Konerko that cashed in Adam Dunn came as a little bit of a surprise. Tell you why. Big overhand breaking ball inside 1-1. With runners in scoring position and 2 outs this year, Kershaw has allowed a grand total of 3 hits. Opponents are hitting a little more than $1, 103. However, they're hitting, and it's 3-1 White Sox. And the pitch is low. So 2-1 the count to Rios, with Przinsky, the big catcher, on deck. Konerko at first. Konerko has had 1 stolen base in each of the last 2 years, so you don't expect him to run at all. 2-1 pitch is whacked to center. Back goes Gwynn. It's over his head, going off the base of the wall. Konerko will get to third on a booming double by Alex Rios. And it's a troubled Clayton Kershaw preparing to pitch to Przinsky. If you take a look at where Ellis is setting the glove low and inside, and watch where the pitch is up and outside, and that allows Rios to extend his arm, and there you have it, a long double. Now, if Konerko could run at all, he would have scored easily with 2 out, but Paul can't run a lot, and he had to stop at third. So with 2 out, Dunn walked, wild pitch to second. Konerko singled him home. Rios doubles into third, and here's Przinsky to fly to center his first at bat. AJ waiting, and the other AJ trying to figure out how to get him out. And the pitch to Przinsky in for a strike, and the count 0-1. AJ born in Bridgehampton, New York. His grandfather, there was a picture of his grandfather in uniform for the local baseball team, the Bridgehampton White Eagles. Tell you why we bring that up. The pitch is going to go foul out of play. 0-2 the count. AJ's grandfather playing for the Bridgehampton White Eagles, and the bat boy for the team was named Carl Yastrzemski. Now that's a picture worthwhile for the ages. Now he doesn't hang around much, and he's up there 0-2. He has Konerko at third, Rios at second, and with 2 out, Kershaw trying to get out of the inning. Clayton's pitch is waved at and missed. Fastball away. Przinsky was looking for another location, and down he goes. However, the Sox get 1, and at the end of 2.5, lead 3-1. Dunn, and the White Sox take a 3-1 lead. Boy, Adam Dunn and Paul Konerko, that's not exactly your idea of a relay team, but together they put a run up on the board against Clayton Kershaw, who has made 53 pitches, 24 of them in the third inning. So the Dodgers now trying to get back Herrera, Rivera, and Ethier against the left-hander Chris Sale. They touched him for a run in the first inning, and they're down 3-1. First pitch a little low, ball one, 1-0. Sale made 24 pitches in the first inning, settled down in the second, and gets a strike. Herrera, as he always does, shows bunt just to move the infield around. But when you're going to move the White Sox infield around, you might get Hudson to run, but you're not going to get Konerko to move over there at first base. Orlando playing right at the bag now with a 2-ball 1-strike count, but Konerko stays deep at first. Now the 2-1 pitch on the way, and that's high, ball 3. 3-1. So Sale, who had control problems, walking 2 in the first inning, will be facing Rivera after Herrera. 3-1 pitch swung on and fouled back, and the count 3-2. Elian with his double to cash in Gordon is batting .298 with 12 runs batted in. Sale works quickly and comes back 3-2. Fastball in there. Strike 3 called. Herrera started to go to first, but down he goes. Scott Barry, the plate umpire, rings him up. He thought it was more inside, but in looking at the replay, it wasn't. So down he goes. That would be the second strikeout for Chris Sale. And with 1 out, the batter is Rivera. The left-hander's first pitch to Rivera misses away. 1 ball and no strikes. You know, last year Sale struck out more batters per 9 innings pitched than any other left-hander in the big leagues, even Clayton Kershaw. He gets a strike to Rivera. He was averaging a little more than 10 strikeouts per 9 innings. Clayton was averaging 9.5. The 1-1 pitch inside, ball 2, 2-1 the count. So the Dodgers taking their first look at Chris Sale. Came out of the pen to become a mainstay of the rotation. Now the next pitch is lifted to left field, but very playable. Adam Dunn jogs in, waiting, and makes a 2-handed catch for the out. 2 down in the third, and the batter will be Andre Ethier. Andre Ethier, in the absence of Matt Kemp, has really had an unenviable task. In the 28 games that Matt Kemp has been sidelined, Andre has hit .239. He does have 3 home runs and 21 runs batted in over the stretch, but they can pitch him now so tough. Slow curveball in for a strike. If you compare the two teams, let's say in home runs, Dodgers have 44. The White Sox have 80. There's one cued by the diving Beckham into center for a base hit. Ethier hit it right off the end of the bat. That was right out of the neighborhood pool hall, and he will take it a 2-out single. Take another swing for Andre Ethier on the tape. Right off the tip of the bat. I mean, you might as well put a little chalk on the end of the bat for that one. That's the third hit for the Dodgers. Hairston walked in the first inning. White Sox 3 runs, 5 hits, and the Dodgers 1 run, 3 hits. Outfield deep, straight away. Sale out of a stretch. He'll look over at first. Now Chris to the plate, low and away, ball 1. 1-0. Hairston in and out of the box, now back up again. The 1-0 pitch on the way. Jerry takes high and tight, ball 2. 2-0. By the way, although the Dodgers are not aware of it, I'm sure, but Sale's record when the White Sox score 3 runs in a start, and they have 3 already tonight, his record in his career is 7-0. All right, Sale, very deliberate to step on the rubber. Hairston in and out of the box, now checks in. 2-0 the count to Jerry. Ethier at first with 2 out. Sale out of a stretch. Left-handed pitches low. Ball 3. Ellis waiting on deck. White Sox in interleague play since 2009. On the road, they are 24-9. 3-0 pitch in there. 3-1. Oh, Paul Konerko visiting with Andre Ethier a little bit. Paul was elected captain of the White Sox 2 years ago. 3-1 pitch is taken off the plate. Ball 4. So Hairston draws his second walk. That's 3 walks given up by Chris Sale. And A.J. Ellis coming up. So A.J. Ellis and A.J. Przinsky. Przinsky reminding the infield to knock everything down. Przinsky is basically Sale's catcher, without a doubt. Lifetime with Przinsky behind the plate. Sale's earned run average is 2.1. And last year, 2.0. And it's a strike on the very first pitch to A.J. Ellis. Przinsky is big for a catcher, but he's settling in, handling an even bigger pitcher. Meanwhile, A.J. Ellis, good size himself. The strike 1 curveball wrinkles in. 0-2. That's a big bender. They said he has fastball, slider, and change. But if that's his slider, it has a lot more of a bend to it than what you'd expect from the slider and the curve. Strike 2 pitch on the way. Swung on and missed. The throw to first. That'll be that. So the Dodgers, no runs, 1 hit. They leave 2 more. They've left 5 in 3 innings. And the White Sox lead 3-1. Are in. The Hyundai Elantra is the 2012 North American Car of the Year by AT&T, the nation's largest 4G network. AT&T, rethink possible. by CarMax. Start the search for your next car at CarMax. Start here. And by Dodge. 3-1 in favor of the White Sox as we go to the fourth inning. Ramirez, Hudson, and Sale in that order. And the fastball is in there. Over coaching at third is Joe McEwing. Not only a very popular player, but extremely respected by players and the managers he worked for. They all sang the McEwing song. Ground ball up the middle. Gordon, a good kick, a whirl, a throw, and he throws it away. Pretty tough to make an accurate throw when you're whirling in the air. And it'll go as a base hit. So Ramirez is 2 for 2, despite the all-out effort by D. Gordon. That will bring up Orlando Hudson. Joe McEwing over there at first base, at third base, gesturing over to first. He got his first hit as a major league player against Randy Johnson. Nice way to break in. But he's one of the few outfielders who ever turned in an unassisted double play. That's right. It happened a few years ago. Joe was playing left field. Runners were going. He raced in from left field to catch a line drive, kept on running, and tagged out Jason Kendall for an unassisted double play as an outfielder. Ramirez over there at first base is a definite threat to run. He has stolen 8 out of 9. Nobody out, and Hudson at the plate with Sale to follow. 1-1. Of course, the other thing being in the American League, Ramirez and the others are certainly not familiar with Kershaw and his throw to first. So he'll try to draw throws, try to examine the delivery, hope to see the best, and then perhaps take advantage. Little foul out of play, 1-2. Clayton Kershaw and Orlando Hudson certainly have faced each other before. Hudson, who was robbed of a hit on a soft line drive, that leaping catch by Hudson. He's 6 for 19 with a home run against Kershaw in the past. 1-2. White Sox 3, Dodgers 1. We're in the fourth. Now a throw, but that's the commercial. Ramirez is not interested in that move. That's in the dirt, gets away, and by the time it's picked up by Ellis, Ramirez is into second base. So here you have a couple of talented left-handers, and they're both struggling a little bit in areas you wouldn't expect. That was just a bounced breaking ball. Ellis tried to block it with his body. So we'll assume it's a wild pitch, and it is. That's the second wild pitch from Clayton Kershaw. 2-2. High chopper over the mound that will advance the runner. Gordon juggles, throws late. It gets away from Rivera. Scoring is Ramirez, and Hudson a big turn at second, and he'll hold on. So we'll see how they rule it. Slow roller. Kershaw just missed getting it. There'll be an error charged. So it'll be an infield single for Hudson to short. That gets Ramirez to third. Then the throwing error charged to Gordon scores Ramirez and sends Hudson to second. So D. Gordon drawing the error. And suddenly the White Sox are sitting on a 4-1 lead. Now they're looking bunt from Sale, but Kershaw bluffing at first. Sale struck out in the second inning. Another fake throw, anything to take a step away from Hudson. White Sox scored 2 in the first, 1 in the third, 1 here in the fourth. A throw down, not nearly in time. When the Dodgers come up in the bottom of the fourth, Uribe, Gwynn, and Kershaw. One and 0. The bunt is down. Good bunt. That draws in Uribe. So the out recorded, but Sale certainly does his job to get Hudson over to third. So a good bunt, especially when you think about an American League pitcher who doesn't get any at-bats. So D. Gordon on that slow roller, first making, well, when you're a young ball player, no play is impossible. But when you look at the ground ball up the middle, that whirling throw by D, he really didn't have much of a chance to make an accurate throw. And then, of course, on the slow hopper, his error. And a run is in. The infield has to play up. A squeeze, but it's foul back. Well, Hudson coming down the line, but it wasn't desperate. But Piazza certainly tried to bunt him over. 0-1 the count. Watch Gordon. It's a safety squeeze. He might come, but then again he might not. But he was not going to commit. So not a full-fledged squeeze at all. Piazza hitting .305. 4 home runs, 27 runs batted in. 0-2. Alejandro Piazza from the Dominican. 28 years old, originally signed by the Dodgers. 0-2. And down he goes in the dirt, so the out recorded. Interesting play because Ellis had to go out in front of the plate to make the throw to first. Watch what happens. Kershaw alertly will break down from the mound to make sure that the door is not left open for Orlando Hudson. Kershaw realizing that the door is open. So Hudson is still there, 2 out. Piazza fails to do what he wanted to do, and here's Gordon Beckham, singled and grounded out. And for Piazza, a .300 hitter coming into the game. He has now struck out all 3 times against Kershaw. Clayton has struck out 5, but he's losing 4-1. Beckham singled, grounded out. Almost hit him. Beckham hitting .236. He's out of Atlanta, Georgia. He was a White Sox #1 pick out of the University of Georgia. 1-1. Ball 2. Beckham's dad, Gordon Sr., was a quarterback for the University of South Carolina. So the younger Gordon was a star quarterback in high school. Went to the University of Georgia to focus only on baseball. Passed off a chance to be the quarterback at the Air Force Academy. And ball 3. Gordon Beckham is 25 years old. Clayton Kershaw is getting older pitch by pitch. Three and 1. And you're walking. But Kershaw has been unable to retire the side in order. He's had 2 wild pitches. He has struck out 5. He's made 70 pitches, meaning 17 so far here in the 4th inning. And guess who he's going to have to face? His chief tormentor, his nightmare, Adam Dunn. Dunn hit a 1st inning home run with a man aboard, walked and scored a run. And big Adam waits. Dunn, by the way, was also talking about Gordon Beckham. Dunn was also an excellent quarterback. He was one of the best quarterbacks in the nation. Right now he's trying to pick up at least Hudson at 3rd and Beckham at 1st. 2 out. A throwdown, but not in time. Uribe, who is all alone on the left side of the infield. Rivera now over to say something to Clayton Kershaw. And now someone from the dugout hollers, and Ellis looked over. And AJ now wants to go out and talk. One of the things they have to get settled, Beckham over there at first base has only stolen 1 base. You don't expect him to go, not with 2 out and Adam Dunn at the plate. They want Dunn to get his licks. 1-1. 1-2. For Dunn, 23 home runs, 52 runs batted in. His next strikeout, however, will be number 100. One ball and 2 strikes. And down he goes, and that's it. Number 100 in the 64th game. Tough inning for D. Gordon, not to mention what it did to Kershaw, and it's 4-1 White Sox. Receiver from AT&T Uverse. Visit AT&T.com/free your TV. Rethink possible. By El Pollo Loco, crazy you can taste. And by Time Warner Cable. White Sox have Kershaw by the neck. They lead 4-1. And a note about Clayton, but we don't want to miss a pitch to Juan Uribe, and he's just checked in at the plate. Ball 1. Clayton has now allowed at least 3 earned runs in each of his last 4 starts. That includes tonight. Last year, he made 33 starts. 1-1 to Uribe. 33 starts, allowed at least 3 earned runs, 3 starts in a row. And that only happened during that one time. Uribe, meanwhile, bangs one to left, but Adam Dunn is at the other end of it. 1 out in the 4th inning, and the batter will be Tony Gwynn. Dodgers with 1 run and 3 hits. The run came early. D. Gordon walked, and Elian Herrera doubled him home. Since then, the Dodgers have squandered opportunities. They've left 5 men in 3 innings. Gwynn 17 RBIs, coming up with 1 out. Clayton Kershaw on deck. That sidearm slider for a strike. 0-1. Well, if you're a left-hand hitter and Mr. Bones out there comes by way of first base, as Roy Campanella would say, it'd be tough not to get that jelly leg. First he comes sidearm and it breaks across the plate. Then he drops the arm angle and throws inside. Chris Sale. He is 6'6" and maybe 180. There's that breaking ball hit to the right side. Beckham to them. You know, Thursday, June 28th, Dodgers and Mets. And fans with the first 50,000 tickets receive their very own Eric Karros bobblehead. Compliments of Pizza Hut. For tickets, visit Dodgers.com/promotions. The all-time Dodger home run leader, Eric Karros. So here's Clayton. Bunted back to the box in the 2nd inning. A strike. It advanced Uribe to second, but the Dodgers left him. 1-1 to count. White Sox 4 runs, 7 hits. Big bouncer, foul ball. 4 runs, 7 hits for the White Sox. That includes a 2-run home run by Adam Dunn and a double by Alex Rios. The Dodgers 1 run, 3 hits. That would include a double by Herrera to drive in their only run. So far the Dodgers are being outpitched and outgunned. 1-2. Tied him up and struck him out. 4 strikeouts for Sale. And at the end of 4, it's 4-1 White Sox.
Kia dealers, July 14th, 1995.
Ramon Martinez no-hits the Florida Marlins. Martinez allowed only 1 base runner, walking Tommy Gregg on a 3-2 pitch in the 8th inning. He struck out 8 while throwing 114 pitches. Martinez became the 6th Los Angeles Dodger to throw a no-hitter and the first since Kevin Gross in 1992. In watching that great moment of Ramon Martinez, a reminder, tomorrow night the Dodgers will meet Philip Humber, a right-hander who pitched a perfect game early this year in April against Seattle. So Clayton Kershaw trying to get some outs now against Kernoker. Rios, and Przinsky. Paul Konerko has been a very successful player year after year, day after day. He's also been particularly successful in interleague play. In his interleague play, he has 56 home runs and 159 runs batted in. In fact, you can make it 160 when he singled in Adam Dunn in the third inning. So the Dodgers have their hands full with the Chicago White Sox. For Kershaw, behind 2-0. Paul Konerko with 408 home runs. Two and one. A crack bat, little ground ball to Gordon. Konerko can't run very well, so no hurry there. One away. You know, that's the thing. They're always trying to teach young players, and that was the thing that Don Mattingly tried to do with Dee Gordon when he sat him down. And they keep telling the young players, slow the game down. Youngsters always seem to be in a hurry. And instead of slowing it down, Dee has speeded up a little bit at shortstop tonight. Strike to Rios. Of course, you have to admire that never say die Gordon spirit. He never saw a ball he couldn't field. Towering fly ball to left field, and Herrera watches that go halfway up as Rios drives it out. And for Clayton Kershaw, he's allowed 2 home runs tonight, and that means he has now allowed 10 home runs. Adam Dunn and this one by Rios. So 10 home runs ties him with Chris Capuano, and the White Sox lead the Dodgers 5-1. Rios got a pitch down, and boy, did he know what to do with that. Just about knee high. Rios has hit as many as 24 home runs for the Blue Jays, so he's got some sock, no doubt about it. Foul back. With the 2 home runs tonight, the White Sox have hit 81 home runs, and the Dodgers have hit 44. So it's a little bit more like heavyweight and light heavyweight. Przinsky flied to center and struck out, 0 for 2. Hard ground ball smothered by Gordon, up on his feet, bounces it in time. So that's the thing about Gordon. There's no ball that he will concede on. And once in a while, in trying to make the desperate play, he'll fail. But he just will not concede. So he gets Przinsky taking a hit away from him. And the batter, Alexei Ramirez, who is 2 for 2. Foul ball. Ramirez singled left and then singled, and that was where Gordon made the good stop, jumped in the air, did a complete 360, only to throw the ball away. That's a strike. So Alexei with a count, no balls and 2 strikes. Little ground ball wide to third. Nice pick by Uribe. Throws on the run, and that's that. But that is another run. The home run by Alex Rios, and the White Sox now lead 5-1. Alex Rios with a double and a home run in the 5th inning. And for Clayton Kershaw, 87 pitches in 5 innings. And the White Sox have pushed him around a bit. 5 runs, 8 hits. Dodgers, meanwhile, tied up by Chris Sale. 1 run and 3 hits. Top of the order, Gordon, Herrera, and Rivera. And a strike. Big roundhouse breaking ball. And another one. 0-2 the count. Looking at Chris Sale's pitching closely, he has allowed only 4 home runs. Kershaw, giving up a couple tonight, has now allowed 10. 0-2. And that's going to go over the head of the shortstop Ramirez, and Gordon has a base hit. The D opens up with a single, and the batter will be Elian Herrera. Dodgers have 4 hits. They've left 5 men in 4 innings, actually leaving 5 in the first 3 innings. Herrera double home Gordon in the 1st inning. White Sox scored 2 in the 1st, and then they're building a little picket fence on the scoreboard. 1 in the 3rd, 1 in the 4th, 1 in the 5th. Fastball, strike. Sale has struck out 4, but he's been fighting his control. Walk 3. No balls and 1 strike. Kind of a sinking fastball. Herrera tried to golf it. 0-2 the count. Jake Peavy and Chris Sale have been doing very well. However, John Danks has a sore shoulder, and he just can't get back into the starting rotation. Phil Umber, who had that perfect game in April, is not pitching well. His earned run average is about 6, and he's 2-4. Floyd, another pitcher who's in the starting rotation for the White Sox, he's 4-7 and an ERA more than 5.5. Well, we will see young Quintana on Sunday, and he's battling to stay, and he's making his own notes right now. It's questionable how long Quintana will stay, but as long as they're being plagued by soreness and ineffectiveness, he's out there pitching. 1-2 the count. There goes Gordon. The pitch is high, the throw is late, and D steals it. So Gordon gets a jump against a left-hander, and for D, he has now stolen 21 out of 27. Left leg well on the bag before the tag, and then the right leg hooking it as he slid by. 21 stolen bases, and Herrera now trying to pick him up. Oh, was he tied up in knots on that pitch? Talk about a changeup. Talk about that old expression, didn't know whether to fish or cut bait. Look at that. Hesitate. Done. Just basically fooled. So a great changeup. 5 strikeouts for Sale. 1 out. And here's Rivera. Juan has grounded to third, fly to left, 0 for 2. One away, bottom of the fifth, 5-1 White Sox. Right, 0-1. Three of the 5 runs coming home for the White Sox on home run. One on an error, and a walk and a wild pitch gave them the other. What Gordon is doing, if nothing else, he's making Gordon Beckham kind of hold him on. Rivera has pulled the ball twice, but the whole right side of the infield is wide open because of Beckham, what he's trying to do to Gordon. And lifted back at first. Konerko coming over. Reams in. Can't make the play, but a GI did. Okay, pal, welcome home. Nobody will begrudge you that ball. Thanks, Dad, huh? Konerko looking and leaning and just missed it. So the GI did not interfere with him. He was trying to backhand the ball. Great moment. Not for Konerko. 0-2 the count. Jay Rivera. Well, it is Juan Rivera, of course. However, in Chicago, many years ago, they had an outfielder named Jim Rivera. He had the nickname Jungle Jim Rivera. Oh, 0-2. No balls, 2 strikes to Juan. Pulled that breaking ball foul. That was off speed, so he really turned on it. No balls and 2 strikes to Juan Rivera. White Sox 2 in the first, 1 in the third, 1 in the fourth, 1 in the fifth. Dodger only run in the first. Gordon at second, 1 out. Rivera trying to pick him up. Ethier on deck. Another foul ball into the Dodger dugout. Oh, 0-2 the count. D. Gordon looking for a ride home with 1 out. No balls, 2 strikes. Fastball popped up. Konerko. So Rivera, who couldn't get Herrera over to third in the first inning, trying to go and pull the ball. This time he's late and pops it up. So with 2 out, Gordon is still at second base. And here's Andre Ethier. Ethier flied to left and then cued the ball in the third inning. Hit it right off the end of the bat and hit it into center field for a base hit. Top dog in the league with 55 runs batted in. Adam Dunn with a 2-run home run has 52 RBIs over in the American League. Big slider, 1 ball and no strikes. Andre hitting .293. So Gordon single to left, stole second, but he's still there. Fastball fouled away. That came up there at 90. 1-1. Chris Sale tonight. Phil Umber tomorrow night. And then Jose Quintana on Sunday. Nothing fancy there. Fastball right down the middle at 93. 1-2 the count. Sale came into this game with an earned run average of 2.05. Fastball away. Nice easy 93. 2 balls and 2 strikes. The boy from Lakeland, Florida, Chris Sale. Fastball. Great diving stop by Beckham to get it. Ah, yes. Did you see the movie Bend 'Em Like Beckham? And at the end of 5, it's 5-1 White Sox. '96, a rather precious moment. The Atlanta Braves hosting the Dodgers in Georgia. The Braves had runners at first and second, and they had the great Chipper Jones at the plate. Nobody out. Marquise Grissom at second, Mark Lemke at first. 3-2 count of the runners go. Chipper Jones hits a little blooper into left field. Juan Castro makes a great over-the-shoulder catch for 1 out. Throws back to second to Delino DeShields. That doubles up Marquise Grissom. That's 2 out. And Grissom throws, Delino throws the ball over to Karras. That doubles on, triples up Lemke, and the Dodgers had a triple play. I'd like to do it slower, but the game's on. It's hard to do a triple play when you only have a few seconds to talk about it. Anyway, it was rather remarkable. Here's Orlando Hudson. Ball 1. Now 1-1. Hudson robbed of a hit on a leaping catch by Gordon, and then singled on a big bouncer over the mound. One and two. On deck, the pitcher, Chris Sale, and then Alejandro Diaz, who has struck out all 3 times against Kershaw. 2-2. So far, all White Sox. Clayton now on his 92nd pitch. And Hudson fouls it, so he's still up there. By the way, the Dodgers did some rallying and nothing else. In the first 3 innings, they left 5. Then they left Gordon in the 5th inning, so they've left 6. But the Dodgers, with runners in scoring position tonight, are 0 for 8 against Chris Sale. That's going to go foul, out of play, way down the line. We're looking at the hit total. Clayton Kershaw has allowed 8 hits. And that's whacked to left. On the move, however, Herrera. So 1 away in the 6th inning. In looking at the hits that Clayton has allowed, Adam Dunn hit a home run on a no-ball 2-strike count. Ramirez singled on a 1-2 count. Konerko singled on a 1-2 count. Ramirez singled on an 0-1 count. In other words, Kershaw had a lot of opportunities. Hudson doubled on a 2-strike count. And Rios homered on an 0-1 pitch. So Clayton has had a lot of opportunities to strike out a bunch. He struck out 6 as it is, but he had so many others on the ropes, unable to put them away. Sale struck out in the 2nd inning and then got a good bunt down, and that set up a run in the 4th. Well, down goes Sale for the 2nd out. 5 runs, 8 hits for the White Sox, 1 run, 4 hits for the Dodgers. And again, looking at those base hits and the count on the pitch, Clayton has just been unable to shut down the White Sox, except for Alejandro Diaz. He has struck him out 3 times. Ball 1. That's in there. Diaz, originally signed by the Dodgers, came up with the Marlins, now with the White Sox. Considered a good contact hitter, but of course you'd never know it tonight. Diaz, with 3 strikeouts tonight, has struck out 54 times. 54 strikeouts for a leadoff man and 4 home runs. That's a little tough to take. But if he gets on base, he's stolen 13. And a little pop fly. Gordon going out. And that'll be that. So for Clayton Kershaw, here in the 6th inning, the first time tonight, he's retired the side in order, and he walks off losing 5-1. Bottom of the sixth inning, Chris Sale has allowed just 4 hits. Dodgers left 5 in the first 3 innings, and he's been very tough ever since. Meanwhile, up north, the Giants are leading Seattle 2-0 in the bottom of the 7th inning. The Mariners hitting less than 200 as a team at home this year, and they're being shut out by Ryan Vogelsong on 2 hits. Remember, the Giants trail the Dodgers going into tonight's play. They're back by 4. 1 ball and no strikes to Hairston, followed by Ellis and Uribe. And if they get down to Kershaw, they're certainly thinking hitter. 2-0 the count. Hairston walked twice. Down in the Dodger bullpen, Todd Coffey begins to warm up. 2-1. So Todd getting ready if indeed they have a chance to hit for Kershaw. 3-1. Sale has walked 3, struck out 5. That's in there. Five runs, 8 hits for the White Sox, 1 run, 4 hits for the Dodgers. That's going to go foul down the line out of play. The White Sox with a little 2-game losing streak. They're a game and a half in front of Cleveland. So Robin Ventura has his ball club in good position, but has to be worrying about the starting rotation. They're banged up and somewhat questionable. And ball 4. So Hairston, who is certainly no power threat, walks all 3 times. Time to get you thinking. Robin Ventura had 18 career grand slams. Who are the only 4 players with more? Remember, we told you he had 2 grand slams in 1 game. A.J. Ellis has grounded out and struck out 0 for 2. Strike. Ellis a little unhappy on that. Didn't think so. Thought it was up and away. And a line drive just over the head of the leaping Hudson. And the Dodgers have runners at first and second and nobody out. So that'll bring up Juan Uribe, followed by Tony Gwynn. Up the ladder goes Hudson, just missed it. So Ellis is 1 for 3. For the Dodgers now, they have 5 hits and 1 run. Uribe, single to center, fly to left. Dodgers still looking for that Uribe swing that produced 24 home runs for the Giants. He has 1 home run this year, 10 runs batted in. Oh, and 1. So for the Dodgers down by 4, they get a little look at the game now. 2 on, nobody out. Whacked off the glove and down the line. Hudson couldn't backhand it. Coming in to score is Hairston. Stopping at third is Ellis on a double blistered by Juan Uribe. And it is now 5-2 in favor of the White Sox. And the Dodgers have runners at second and third. That exploded off Hudson's glove. It'll be a double for Uribe. So second and third, nobody out. Don Cooper, the pitching coach, going out there to talk, and Chris Gwynn will be the batter. Ivan De Jesus comes out on deck. Don Cooper is a New Yorker, and he had an interesting thing happen. He is a graduate of the New York Institute of Technology, and he addressed the graduating class via satellite prior to the White Sox game against the Cubs. That's a different way to give the big speech. Don Cooper talking to Robin. So here now is Tony Gwynn, second and third. A run in, 5-2 White Sox. Tony struck out, grounded out, with the Jesus on deck. So you have Ellis at third, Uribe at second. The corners are up. Full swing foul, 0-1. Tony hitting .262, 17 runs batted in. No balls, one strike. Fastball. I think Tony thought it was high. Not going to grumble. 0-2 the count. Time. 5 runs, 8 hits for the White Sox. They've led all the way. 2 runs, 6 hits for the Dodgers as they tried desperately to bail out Clayton Kershaw. Fouled away. Tony Gwynn battling to keep the inning alive. He's had about 175 plate appearances, and he has struck out 31 times, but he is on the ropes right now against a strikeout pitcher. No balls, 2 strikes. The outfield is shaded to left field. Adam Dunn is shallow. And down he goes at a high fastball that came up there at 92. So that is the 6th strikeout for Sale, and that fastball seemed to be sailing. Tony furious at himself. And now Ivan De Jesus will try his magic, hitting for Clayton Kershaw. So Kershaw allows 5 runs and 8 hits. He made 104 pitches, and he is through for the night. Clayton struck out 7, walked a couple. Just wasn't his night from the very first inning when Beckham singled, and his #1 tormentor, Adam Dunn, hit a home run. Since then, Dunn has walked and scored a run. So here's De Jesus trying to pick somebody up. Fouled away. 0-1. De Jesus hitting .296. Got 3 runs batted in. Coming off the bench, he's just 2 for 10. So that would be a .200 batting average as the pinch hitter. Dodgers had second and third and nobody out. Now it's 1 out. Breaking ball in there. Slow. 0-2. Big pitch. Remember last year Sale was averaging 10 strikeouts per 9 innings. He has 6 tonight. Ball one. 1-2. Waiting on deck, the leadoff man, D. Gordon. And as you can see, Sale, who's high in pitches this year, 119. He's now at 105. And a line drive, base hit to right field. 1 run will score. Uribe stops at third. That makes it 5-3 White Sox. And DeJesus delivers. So in the inning, Hairston walked, Ellis singled, Uribe doubled home Hairston. DeJesus now singles home Ellis. Uribe at third. Down in the bullpen, Jesse Crane, a right-hander, begins to warm up for the White Sox. And D. Gordon with 1 out coming up. So there's Crane heating up. So 5 runs, 8 hits for the White Sox, 3 runs, 7 hits for the Dodgers. Gordon walked, grounded to short, single to left, scored a run and stole a base, and committed an error. He's been pretty busy. The bunt is going to be off the glove. Wow! Off Konerko's glove and caught by Beckham. There's one. So it's, yeah, tip your hat. It's the old 3-4 pop fly on a bunt. There it goes. Here comes Konerko off the glove, barehanded by Beckham. Little magic there. So for the Dodgers, thoroughly frustrated because Uribe had nowhere to go. So it's 5-3 White Sox, but Sale's pitch count has gotten up there, 107, and they'll go for Jesse Crane, and we'll be back. Because I'm leaving runners at first and third. So he could win or he could have nothing to do with it. And remember, he is looking for his 9th win. So they give the ball to Jesse Crane, who was born in Toronto, Canada, lives in Lakeville, Minnesota, after spending some time in Boulder, Colorado. Jesse was originally signed by the Minnesota Twins out of the University of Houston. Crane, among other things, invited to the 2003 Olympic qualifying team, the team that went on to Panama for the Summer Olympics. You have Juan Uribe at third. Ivan DeJesus at first. And Elian Herrera doubled and struck out twice at the plate. And almost hit him. Ball one. 1-0. Crane, basically a four-seam fastballer. He has a two-seamer, a sinker, big curveball, and a change. Check swing, but that's going to be a strike. 1-1 the count. Crane signed a 3-year deal at the end of 2010. So that'll get him through next year. 2-1 the count. Last year, Jesse did a great job. He was the setup man out of the bullpen. Two and one. Fastball on the outside corner after a couple of sliders low and in. And that evens it up 2-2. Jesse in his career a very good ERA of 3.3. Meanwhile, Juan Rivera waits on deck. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 out, 2 on, 2 in. 5-3 Chicago. There goes DeJesus, and the ball is hit down the right field line. Fair ball. Uribe will score. Here comes DeJesus to tie it up on a double by Herrera. So Elian Herrera has driven in 3 runs tonight. A double in the first inning to drive in Gordon, and a double in the 6th to cash in Uribe and DeJesus. He got one down and pulled it into the corner. As it went down, it was awfully close, and then it seemed to drift and land with plenty to spare. So we have a 5-5 tie. And here's Rivera. The interesting thing now is that Clayton Kershaw not only can't lose, he could even win. He did go the required 5 for Sale. That base hit by DeJesus tied it up. That's fouled away. 0-2. So wouldn't you know? How many times do we look at a matchup of pitchers and we say this is going to be a low-scoring, push against shove, tough game, and instead both starting pitchers are gone, and it's not 1-1, it's 5-5. Five runs and 8 hits for each side. Fastball hit into right field. Base hit. Here comes Herrera. The throw to the plate not in time, and the Dodgers lead 6-5. And again, much to the bewilderment of those of us who marvel at Major League pitching, the count is no balls and 2 strikes. Hello. So Chris Sale and Clayton Kershaw are finished. Kershaw could win as the Dodgers take a 6-5 lead. Andre Ethier against Sale was 1 for 3. Fly to left, single to center, grounded out. That's a strike. So the Dodgers have come up with a high 5 in the bottom of the 6th inning. Fouled away. Nate Jones gets up, a right-hander in the Chicago pen. Ethier hitting .292. Oh, 0-2 to Ethier. Four of the 5 runs in the inning were charged to Chris Sale. And then Herrera, who doubled, knocked in by Rivera. The go-ahead run is charged to Crane. Down he goes, off speed. And the final out recorded, but not before the Dodgers send 9 men to the plate, get up off the floor, give Kershaw 5, and he leaves leading 6-5. Chris Sale struggling for 107 pitches. Kershaw doing the same for 104. And as it turns out, for the moment, Sale has nothing to do with the outcome. But Clayton Kershaw, after losing a lot of tough ball games in his career, is liable to back into a victory as the Dodgers hang a high 5 and take a 6-5 lead. So Kershaw and Sale are gone. Juan Uribe has a single and a double, and his double set up the action. Elian Herrera has 2 doubles to drive in 3. And then, of course, Rivera on a no-ball 2-strike count, of course, gets a fastball away and pokes it into right field to drive in the go-ahead run. By the way, as if the Dodgers need any incentive, the Giants are leading Seattle 4-0. Melky Cabrera has hit a 2-run home run in the 8th. Giants are winning behind Brian Vogelsong, and Tim Lincecum will pitch tomorrow. Gordon Beckham singled, grounded out, walked, made a fine play to throw out Ethier in the 5th, and might have saved further damage in the 6th. Remember the bunt by Gordon that went off Konerko's glove, and Gordon was there, Gordon Beckham was there to barehand it and take a possible hit away from Gordon. Dodger bullpen is busy. Ronald Belisario and the left-hander Scott Elbert. 1 ball and 1 strike. And a drive to left, going back on it. Waiting now is Herrera. About 2 feet from the left field wall. 1 away. Remember the trivia question? Robert Ventura, 18 career Grand Slams. Who are the only 4 players with more? And there they are, the great Lou Gehrig, followed by Alex Rodriguez, Manny Ramirez, and Eddie Murray. Talking about Manny Ramirez, you know, he's been in the Oakland organization. Dodgers will go to Oakland after this series, and we were wondering if Manny might be brought up by the A's and actually make an appearance against the Dodgers. But the word today is that the A's are thinking very much and finally have pulled the string, and Manny Ramirez was released by the Oakland A's. Well, as Scott Elbert comes jogging in, we'll be right back. In favor of the Dodgers, 1 out in the 7th. Adam Dunn, who homered in the first inning against Kershaw, has 7 home runs against left-hand pitching this year, and a strike from Scott Elbert. So 7 of his 23. He did not have any home runs against left-handers last year. Dodgers put up that diamond defense on the right side. 1-1. Of course, with Dunn, what you need is an extra usher in the pavilion. Gordon is all alone between second and third. Uribe, Hairston, and Rivera on the right side. Two and one. Just missed that inside corner. Scott Elbert working on Dunn. 2-1 the count. The boy from Joplin, Missouri, the city that almost wasn't and is. 2-2. In the first inning, Adam Dunn came up with Beckham at first, got a high fastball, 0-2, and hit it into the pavilion. All Ethia did was lean up against the scoreboard. Josh Hamilton has got the stomach flu, so for at least today, Dunn has passed him with the home run. 3-2. One out, 7th inning. Paul Konerko on deck. And a hard ground ball, fair ball, and Rivera there to make the play. If he's not overshifted, that's down the line for extra bases. Just take a look at where that ball is, and look where Rivera is, going steady with the foul line. Jerry Meals, the first base umpire, made the call. Oh, like real estate, location, location, location. And now after that good play, Rivera's taken out, and James Loney will take over at first base. And are they going to the bullpen? They are. And Ronald Belisario will be called to face Paul Konerko with 2 out, bases empty. 7th inning, 6-5 Dodgers. We'll be right back. Giants are leading, but it's now 4-2. That's the way the standings are as the 2 games began tonight. Belisario pitching to Konerko. So the Dodgers have used Kershaw, Coffey, Elbert, and now Belisario. Konerko is grounded to third, single to center, grounded to short. Slicing one in the air to Efield. So Coffey got Beckham, Elbert got Dunn, Belisario takes care of Konerko. We're going to the bottom of the 7th, 6-5 Dodgers, and the crowd will be here singing God Bless America. Dodgers. They were hiding in the weeds until the 6th inning when they came up with a high five, and it looked like suddenly almost everybody got into the act. In fact, the only reason Scott Hairston's brother, Jerry, did not do anything, he's walked 3 times. Scotty, remember, hit for the cycle earlier this year. Meanwhile, the White Sox go to the bullpen and bring in Nate Jones, another big fella, 6'5", 190, out of Kentucky. And the White Sox picked him out of northern Kentucky. And the first pitch is ball 1 to Jerry Hairston, who has walked all 3 trips trying to tie A.J. Ellis, who you remember walked all 4 times the other day. That's a strike. Dodgers doing it by the numbers. Coffey came in relief and got Beckham on 3 pitches. Elbert came in, went after Dunn, got him on 6 pitches. And then Belisario came in against Konerko and got him on 2 pitches. Meanwhile, you have Hairston, Ellis, and Uribe, and Uribe had that big double. 2-1. And that's going to be flared to right field, slicing, kind of a room service fly ball to Rios. 1 away. Say, be sure to spend Father's Day with your dad at Dodger Stadium Sunday. Dodgers and the White Sox at 1:10. Fans with the first 20,000 tickets receive a sports bag, and after the game, dads and their families invited onto the field to play catch. All compliments of United Airlines. For tickets, visit Dodgers.com/promotion. So 1 away. And the batter is A.J. Ellis. Grounded out, struck out, and single to left. Scored a run in that wild 6th inning. One ball and 1 strike. Big Nate Jones has been clocked as high as 100 miles an hour. That was about a mile an hour less. So you get that fastball that really moves, curveball, a change. Left-hand hitters get a pitch that looks something like a cutter and a slider. And line drive speared by Beckham. 2 out in the 7th inning, and Juan Uribe coming up. Single, fly to left, and then had that key double, that explosive one-hopper off the glove of Orlando Hudson. Of course, for Hudson to play third has a totally changed career. For his life, it seemed like he always played second base. And now suddenly at third, tough assignment. Ball 1. One ball and no strikes. 2-0. That's hit foul off the covering of the tarp. 2-1 to Uribe, hitting .256 with a home run and 11 runs batted in. When the White Sox come up in the 8th inning, they'll have Alex Rios, A.J. Brzezinski, and Alexi Ramirez. Hard ground ball, but right at the other end is Ramirez. So 1, 2, 3 innings for Nate Jones, and at the end of 7, Dodgers 6, White Sox 5. But the journey is not over. Rios, Krasinski, and Ramirez against Ronald Belisario. Rios, originally a first-round pick by the Toronto Blue Jays. They picked him in the first round right out of high school in Puerto Rico. And a strike. In fact, they were so high on him in April of 2008. Toronto locked him up in a 6-year deal. And the next thing you know, he was picked off waivers. He's hitting .294, 7 home runs, 33 runs batted in. Oh, and 2. Rios fly to right, doubled, and homered. He hit as many as 24 home runs for the Blue Jays. 2 years ago, he hit 21 for the Sox. And look out, he had 7 home runs. Now he has 8, and we have a 6-6 tie. His second home run of the night to go with a double. Alex Rios from Puerto Rico. Fastball out over the plate, and there was no doubt about it. Rios at 6'5" has a pretty nice, graceful swing, except if you're a pitcher, and that evens things up. Belisario now working on A.J. Przinsky. Big bouncer foul. For Belisario, that's the first home run that he's allowed in a little more than 18 innings. Przinsky is fly to center, struck out, lost a hit on a good play by Gordon. 0-2 the count. Przinsky talking to himself, shaking his head. Nothing worse, I guess, to get your pitch and foul it off. 0-2. Fouled away. Six in the 8th. Great location. That's the second time tonight Przinsky has struck out on a location that fooled him. I think each time he's looking inside and he chases a ball away. So he's had a very tough 0 for 4. So 1 out. Alexi Ramirez, 2 singles and a ground ball. And that jumped in there, 95. 0-1 to the shortstop, hitting just .220. Big bouncer, Uribe at the bag. Perfect throw, 2 down. And the batter will be Orlando Hudson. When the Dodgers come up in the bottom of the 8th inning, they'll have Tony Gwynn, James Loney, and D. Gordon, though they'll have all left-handed batters. Down in the White Sox bullpen, with the Dodgers stacked up that way, Gwynn, Loney, and Gordon, so they get a left-hander, Matt Thornton, beginning to warm up. There's Matt. At the strike. Hudson batting .197, leaving the National League. Little roller up along first. Loney on the bag. And down they go. But not before Alex Rios hits his second home run of the night. And they're even at 6. Trailing 5-1, Juan Uribe doubled down the line in left field, scoring Hairston. That was followed by a pinch hit single by DeJesus to cash in Ellis. Then Herrera doubled to right field, cashing in DeJesus, and Rivera grounds a single to right field, cashing in Herrera, and the Dodgers score 5 and took a 6-5 lead. Home run by Rios, however, ties it up. Eduardo Escobar will take over defensively at third base for Orlando Hudson. And Hudson will come out. And Matt Thornton, the left-hander, will be coming in. Since the Dodgers have all left-hand batters coming up, this is certainly no surprise. Thornton is out of Michigan. He went to Grand Valley State, Michigan. And he was a student teacher, playing a little baseball, and suddenly became a first-round pick by the Seattle Mariners. Never even thought about having a big league career. That's a strike. Matt said he was thinking, I'm going to be a biology and phys ed teacher and maybe coach. He's another big fella, 6'6", 230 pounds. Fouled away. For Tony Gwynn, he has struck out twice and grounded out. 0-for-3. Facing a veteran, Thornton, who is 36 years old. No balls and 2 strikes. Fastball, slider, and a change from Thornton. That's the fastball. And he hits a nice, easy 96. 6'6", 36 years old come the middle of September. Matt Thornton. Well, it's been Sale, Crane, Thornton. We're in the bottom of the 8th, 6-6. And Tony Gwynn badly fooled, and down he goes, striking out for the 3rd time. So 1 out in the 8th. Say, you know, voting is underway for the All-Star game in Kansas City. You can send your favorite Dodgers to the All-Star game. You can vote up to 25 times at Dodgers.com. So visit Dodgers.com, cast your ballot now for this year's All-Star game. James Loney just came in to get the last out defensively, and now a chance to swing the bat. Fastball, strike. That was at 97. 0-1 to James, 2 home runs, 20 runs batted in. Another fastball. That was 96. So you've been minding your own business. You get in the game briefly for a moment, and then they send you up there against a left-hander throwing in the very high 90s. Ground ball, base hit on a no-ball, 2-strike count. It's unbelievable. Incredible. 0-2 the count. I was asking a veteran, I mean a true veteran, about it's getting to be unbelievable how many key base hits on a no-ball, 2-strike count. And the veteran had a rather succinct line. He said it's because they don't know how to pitch. How about that? So here is D. Gordon, walked, rounded to short, single to left, popped a bunt up. And that was that somewhat miraculous play when the ball went up Konerko's glove and was barehanded in the air by Beckham. 1 out, Loney at first, 6-6, bottom of the 8th inning. That's a strike. 1-1. Dodger bullpen is busy. They've had Josh Lindblom and Kenley Jansen warming up. For the Sox in the 9th inning, they'll have the pitcher spot, then Piazza and Beckham, and if anybody gets on, Adam Dunn. Ball 2, 2-1. Gordon has walked and scored a run, grounded out single, stole a base, and popped up the bunt. Also committing an error. Loney held on by Konerko. A little high, ball 3. Waiting on deck, Elian Herrera, who has 3 RBIs tonight. And ball 4. So a walk and a base hit with 1 out. Elian Herrera doubled to left to drive in Gordon, struck out twice, and then doubled to right to drive in Uribe and De Jesus. 2 on, 1 out. Robin has used Sale, Crane, Thornton. Bobby Abreu is coming out on deck. No one throwing in the White Sox bullpen. So the crowd applauding when they take a look at Abreu. And a high strike. 0-1. Six runs, 10 hits for the Dodgers. 6 runs, 9 hits for the White Sox. Bottom of the 8th. Loney at second, Gordon at first. Off the plate. 1-1. Phil Humber and Chad Billingsley tomorrow night. Humber is the fellow who had that perfect game back in April against Seattle. 1-2 to Herrera. Elian has doubled from each side of the plate. 3 runs batted in for him. $40,000 taken in a good ball game. Fouled away as he took a shot at right field. Paid attendance of 40,432. They came, I think, to see a pitching duel. Well, it's a duel, all right, but totally different. 6-6 in the 8th. Fastball hit to the hole, backhanded there for 1. No play, and Beckham wisely holding onto the ball. So a nice play by Ramirez to backhand that ground ball and turn it into a force. He has to go there, back to Beckham, who is then tied up on the legitimate slide by Gordon. Takes him right out of the play. And of course, with a runner at third, it would have been foolhardy for Beckham to even try to throw to first. So a tiebreaker is 90 feet away. You have Dodgers at first and third. And you have Bobby Abreu batting for Ronald Belisario. Final score, and that puts a little more interest on this one. Giants beat Seattle 4-2. Castilla got the save for Vogelsong, and tomorrow Tim Lincecum against Kevin Millwood. And you remember the last time Millwood started, it was against the Dodgers, and it eventually led to the no-hitter. So here is Abreu. Bobby hitting .309. As a pinch hitter, he is 2 for 6 with 1 run batted in. He did not pinch hit at all for the Angels. Of course, he only had 24 at-bats for the Angels. So Bobby with a home run and 9 RBIs facing Thornton. Abreu is 3 for 8 against Thornton in the past. And running on the pitch, and it's a wild pitch. And in comes the go-ahead run, and Herrera goes all the way to third. And the Dodgers lead 7-6. Brzezinski had no chance, and for Thornton to throw one away, it would be his second wild pitch of the season. So the Dodgers down 5-1, now lead 7-6. Big bouncer foul. Not only do they have the go-ahead run, but remember Herrera was going on the pitch. So he's at third. So Robin Ventura coming back to Los Angeles in a White Sox uniform. And they're putting the Sox through the ringer right now. 1-1. Ball 2. Dodgers trying to remain 4 in front of the Giants, who won 4-2. 2-1 to Bobby. Fouled away. 2-2. Abreu was in the American League since '06 with the Yankees. As we said, 3 for 8 against Thornton. Two and two. Drop that off-speed breaking ball in there. So a guy who can throw 98 comes back with that off-speed pitch and locks Bobby in. But Loney got aboard and scored, and it's 7-6 Dodgers. 6-6 and now leads 7-6. Tomorrow, Philip Humber will be going up against Chad Billingsley. Humber is not pitching certainly nearly as well as he did back in April. Remember, he pitched a perfect game against Seattle. His earned run average since then has ballooned to almost 6. Meanwhile, Chad Billingsley has pitched very well his last 2 starts to balance up his books. So tomorrow night, Humber and Billingsley in Game 2. Meanwhile, 9th inning, Kenley Jansen is asked to hold on to it. 7-6 Dodgers. Eduardo Escobar, a switch-hitting third baseman, checking in against Kenley. Escobar hitting just 188. Shows bunt, strike, 0-1. So Kenley Jansen, 4-2 record, also 10 saves. Escobar from Venezuela. No balls, 1 strike. Has a look, strike 2. Escobar is 23 years old. Bunts real well, but I don't imagine with 2 strikes. Ball 1. Kenley Jansen trying to put him away, getting those 2 strikes. Kenley, 49 strikeouts, 12 walks. So a hair better than 4-1 the right way. 1-2 to Escobar. Just off the plate. Crowd wants all strikes now. 2-2 the count. Waiting on deck, the leadoff man, Alejandro Diaz, who's had a rough night, 0 for 4 with 3 strikeouts. 2-2 to Eduardo Escobar. Fouled away. Escobar has really not played a lot. Last year he was in 9 games for the White Sox. Jansen trying to nail him and get an out. Escobar has appeared in 17 games this year. 2-2. And ball 3. Escobar's totals coming into this at bat: 7 walks, 15 strikeouts. Three and 2 the count. And got him. So Escobar caught looking, 1 out in the 9th inning. Alejandro Diaz now coming up as Escobar goes back. Adam Dunn consoling him, I'm sure. Dunn is due up 4th in the inning. So it's a question of whether a Sox player can keep the inning alive for him. Diaz 0 for 4, 3 strikeouts, shows bunt, takes ball 1. Jansen taking plenty of time. Coming into this game, Diaz's career batting average was .280. And he came in here hitting .309. That's a strike. 1-1. He's quick. Should he get on base? He's stolen as many as 27 in the minors and 12 stolen bases last year. 1-1 to count to Alejandro Diaz. 2-1. The Jansen, remember, went 3-2 and then got Escobar, and he comes right back 2-1. Diaz. Dodgers sweating it out. Giants already won in Seattle. Ground, fair ball, and the out to Loney. So Diaz goes 0 for 5 in the leadoff role. So now all the pressure is on Gordon Beckham to keep the inning alive and let Adam Dunn get up there. Beckham single to center, grounded to short, walked and flied to left. His single in the first inning was followed by Dunn's home run. So a big at bat. Ball one. So Jansen has been behind on the hitters, but he was able to strike out Escobar, get Diaz, and now it's Beckham. 1 ball, no strikes. In there. White Sox came here having lost 2 in a row to St. Louis. This is a club that is 24-9 interleague play on the road. 1-1 to Beckham. Off speed. Oh, great change. Beckham had already strided into the pitch. He was locked, and all he could do is take it. So for the first time, Kenley Jansen is out in front against a hitter. 1-2. Got him. So Jansen strikes out 2 of the 3 in the 9th inning, and a Dodger team that is a wonder. You wonder how they do it, and the wonder continues as they were down 5-1, and they wind up pulling it out and winning 7-6. Jansen, by the way, made 15 pitches to turn out the lights. So tomorrow night, Umber and Billingsley. And that will be on KCAL 9. Hope you'll join us in person if you possibly can. Otherwise, we'll talk to you then. Until then, we wish you all a very pleasant good evening.